Kawhi Leonard rumors. This is something that I don't know, man. You know how I feel about Jaylen Brown. I understand what Kawhi could bring to the table, but I also think it winds up being a little bit difficult trying to work all the different numbers and making things happen with the roster financially and re-signing guys. I can see some challenges there. But at the end of the day, I really just don't want him to tweak it. I just want to let these young guys grow up together. I want to have my cake and eat it too, and I feel like we're on the verge of it.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of questions right now about this Kawhi thing. I mean, first of all, is he merely trying to poke the bear and trying to get that huge super max contract out of San Antonio? And you read the tea leaves. Basically, Woj comes out with a story which seemed to me that came directly from San Antonio. He's real close with R.C. Buford and Pop. And I think that a lot of that initial story and that also the mention of the initial trade offer from Boston for Kawhi back in February. Then subsequently you have the whole, he's told Chris Haynes, I'm leaving, and Shams Charania. So two sources there, outlets are reporting that. And then, we're off to the races. And then you get this Woj tweet saying, Boston, again, Boston is going to, be looking to make a package centered around Jaylen Brown and basically draft picks. You're right. You have to look at the Jaylen Brown thing. You have to look at how much more do you get out of Kawhi Leonard, a top 5 NBA player, a finals MVP, a player who's probably as well suited to play in the NBA of 2019 and beyond in terms of his ability to score, his ability to defend on the wing, to do everything. He does it all. He does it all now at a high level. And you're going to have to pay him handsomely for that beginning next season. Not this coming season, but the 2020 season. At what point are you willing to, I guess, make that trade-off of keeping a guy for an extra year or two on his rookie deal in favor of what you would have right now, which potentially would put you in an even better position to beat the Golden State Warriors?
It does if he's healthy. I just still don't really understand what happened this year. And I don't think there's really a ton of clarity on it. I feel like there's two different sides on it. Kawhi says he wants to play, and they say he can't play. And I just feel like it's a deal where you're going to want extended money for Kawhi, or you're not going to give anything up. And if you're giving up a lot and you're committing a lot financially, is there are you just like 100% comfortable that he's going to be fine next year?
Well, I'll tell you this. I think you can argue, you can say that what held him out was purely medical, but I don't think that's the case. The way that this is being negotiated or litigated, perhaps through the press, seems to me that this is a lot more about getting Kawhi out of San Antonio than it is about anything else. I have less of a question with physically how he is than where his representation and where his head is as a person. It's not so much that I think there's a problem with the quad, though there is. There's probably a lot of things with most players. I mean, we talk about Anthony Davis. That's a guy who's had a checkered injury history. But what I worry about is someone who's willing to sit out on the basis of this quad injury, who's willing to take this direction from his advisor, but it's his uncle, but it's kind of like a father figure for him, and really rip apart everything that has been built in San Antonio. That's what probably more concerns me than even the physical piece of it. Do I want somebody who's willing to do that? Or do you have enough intel to say, look, this is what happened in San Antonio. This won't happen in Boston. I don't think we on the outside have enough information. But the problem is, I'm not sure Danny Ainge is going to have any better information before he'd have to pull a trigger on something like this.